Welcome everybody, this is Andy 79Z28 and today we're going to start part 4 of prepping brass to make 300 blackout. Anyway, yesterday we annealed our brass, so now we need to size it. So the first thing you need to do is lube it. Okay, so I'm not going to do I have some already. I lubed a little while ago, so I didn't want to wait for the alcohol to dry. So basically, I'm going to make a stack in here. Okay. I know I'm in the way of the camera a little bit, but I can't really get a better position on this camera to get this in here. So we're just stacking it with the case mouth up, okay? And there's a reason for that, which you'll see in a few moments. I'm not going to do much more than that. I usually do quite a bit at a time, but that's enough to give you the idea of what we're doing. Okay, so the brass is now in there with the case mouth facing up. Now, I put on my special glove. I don't throw this glove out. I put it in a plastic bag when I'm done. Anyway, this is lanolin and alcohol. Okay, and I'm using an old spray bottle from Hairspray. Any bottle will work. So first thing I'm doing is I'm going to spray it a couple of shots down the mouth of the case, because you want your dye, as it crunches the case, you want that lube so you can pull out pull it back up the neck sizer part of it. Okay, so then I just flip them down, and just trying to see how much I can get on camera, and I give it that's it, a couple of quick spurts, but I'm using that magic glove. I'm grabbing them in my hand and kind of just rolling them in it, and that gets the lube spread onto the cases. Okay. Now I'm going to make everybody dizzy, because all I can do now is move this camera. We'll get this brass out of the way. This is the prep brass that I have that's already been lubed. And let's see how we can get this to work here. Sorry if you're getting a little dizzy. Just trying to get the angle good enough for you to see it. I doubt should autofocus. Okay. I wasn't totally prepared here, so bear with me a moment. I've got to get something. Okay, this is my brass catching tray. And I made a case kicker, and you'll see that work. Right, so yeah, that should be good on camera. And I'll stand on this side. Okay, we're going to take a piece of brass, we're going to put it in, push it down, pull it back, get a turn, sizing it again. Okay, let's see. That's formed. Okay, so now that goes, and again, of course, not being prepared. Okay, this piece is done. All right, let's see. I think we got a pretty good view of what I'm doing. Okay, so now another piece of brass. I'm going to put it in. Spin it one time. And now let's see my case kicker works. See? So I don't have to take it out. Put another piece in. Turn it. Back in. Out. And I'm not going to do a lot of this. It's going to be a short video. In. I'm taking that out so I can show you the brass Okay, it's, as you can see, it's been formed. Okay, it's not hard at all. Remember not to use the case kicker. I mean, not to pull it out and use the case kicker. Again, I let it sit in there for a few seconds, just so the brass stays to the, under pressure, so it stays closer to what it's supposed to be instead of getting less spring back. And again, the annealing that was done also helps so you don't get the case spring back. Now, I'm normally not standing when I'm doing this. I normally sit down, so this is just for the video. All right, so again, I'm not going to spend much more on this. You get the idea. People are wondering how hard it is to form. Well, it really isn't hard. Turn it one time. Okay. Turn the brass once. You do it. There's another one. So it really takes no effort to form these cases. This is the this is the Lyman All-American 8 press. Make short order of this. Right, and just to show you another one. Hard to get the lighting. I should turn on my other light, but it is what it is. Right, enough of getting everybody dizzy. And that's really all there is to it. Now, there's going to be a part 5. Part 5 is going to show you me trimming this brass. But before we trim it, we have to clean it one last time. Basically, when I finish doing all of these, they're going to go in my wet tumbler with hot water. And the Dawn dish soap, but Dawn has some newer soaps out there. They have a 4X, a 5X, 4 times more cleaning power, whatever you want to call it. And I've had the 4X. I bought a small bottle of that to test it. And it takes the lanolin right off in the hot water, half hour in the wet tumbler. So that'll be the next process after I actually size all these, which is, there's about between 500 and 600 cases here that I have to do. Again, I'm not used to doing this standing up, and what's happening to me is I keep forgetting to use the case kicker. One less hand operation. A couple of seconds, spin it, a couple of seconds. Now I only do that, hold it down a couple of seconds and spin it on first time forming this brass. When I come down, come back from the range and I have my range brass, I will not be spending any time spinning it. and sizing it twice. There's no need for that unless you're really trying, if you do it, there's no harm to do it. You will possibly increase overall accuracy by doing it twice because you're getting less run out from the case by doing it twice. And this is a Lee die, everybody. This is nobody else's, okay? That's the bottom, that's the overcam. Now, one last thing. Okay, let's take a few of these that we did and use the case gauge. And they're right in there, perfect. Okay, so it's not an issue. Okay, I can't see the camera. Okay, now I have another gauge. Windham Gun Works. They make a gauge that I don't know if I'm going to get to see if I'm going to get this to show up on cam. Let me try turning on the other light. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how it's coming out on the cam. You can see those numbers there. That is going to tell you your bump back. All right, so we're going to take one of these cases that were just sized. We're going to put it in here. And I have it that set to be pretty much SAAMI 0. Okay, I don't know if this is going to show up. I don't know if it'll focus that close. That's 0. You see the mark up top. So I'm -1. Okay, so the first time I load I'm working on these. I'm going for 0. Some may be a -1. Some might be a +1. Okay, here we go. Another one. It's about -1/2. Oh, okay. So this is a gauge to do. You can measure your bump back, so you know if you're going too much or not enough. But I'm only doing this the first time I load them. Okay. And the reason for that is I don't know what my chamber, they're not shot from my chamber. So the next time I shoot these, I'll check them when they come out of the gun. Again, that's a -1. I'll check them after I shoot them and see where they're at. Again, where is it? There we go. And that's 0. So that's the gauge I use when to adjust my die for bump back. Okay, Windham. Oh God, I'm not even sure. What do they call it? Windham, WHIDDEN Gunworks. Okay, and they make that gauge for just about every bottleneck case. They range in price from about $60 to about $140 or so, depending on the case you need it for. I mean, my 3006 I think was $99 when I bought it. The one for the 3006. The 223 was like $69. I think this one was $59. And so you don't have to go crazy with all that fancy stuff from Redding. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but if you're going to go buy that gauge and all the thing for every caliber, all the parts you need for each caliber, this is a lot cheaper, and it works. All right, that's about it, everybody. This is Andy 79Z28. Wishing everybody a great day. We'll catch you on the next one.